Live? Oh, I'm live. Welcome. I'm live. Welcome, guys. Welcome back to the Bianconerizon for another live. With me today is, I would say, the CEO of the channel, Davide,
Yeah,
and Justin. He made it to a live for the first time in ages.
It
Friday.
wasn't that long ago. I was to say, while you were gone, I was on all the lives. I did every single one. I'm pretty sure, except for the one that David Angel did. So you chill out. You chill out.
I'll do it again. Davide, how are you doing today?
oh, pretty good. Just another day in paradise. Hanging, so I feel much better now.
Okay, that's good. And Justin, because you were sick. So.
Good. I'm good. No, I'm gonna keep doing it to you. I think I'm recovered. Hopefully. So hopefully I can be, we'll see. If I'm not, we'll find out midway through this live. If I just hurl in the middle of everything, just on screen, maybe it'll be good. Maybe we'll get more views if I do. But anyway, we'll see. Yeah, I think I'm better now, so I appreciate that. Yeah, it's been a rough week for me. I was out for the game, which would have been a fun one. Of course, the one that actually would have been fun to kind of maybe a little bit kind of talk about. I don't know. I need to go back. I like I said, I think most of for 2 days I finished my work and then passed out, so I haven't gotten to watch everything. I need to watch what you said because I don't know if you were too positive or if you were still crapping on them.
No, that was with me. He can vouch for me. I was positive yesterday.
Yeah, we were both pretty positive yesterday. The day before, though,
yeah, that was
absolutely not.
Oh no, yeah, I didn't expect anything less from you, but yeah.
He was talking to you that way, by the way.
Yeah, no.
Oh yeah, that's what
we're both guilty.
Yeah, I just feel like the way Davide says it comes off a little. He's like me. It's a little less harsh because we say it while we're smiling, or laughing. It may be horrible what we're saying, but we're not as harsh about it.
He's the most positive one on the channel. Like, he's the most balanced one. He's the most balanced one.
Balanced, okay. I'll take balance. I like that.
But
that's fair.
In the preview, the team they broke him. Like he gave up. At a certain point, he gave up. Like,
I was pretty crusty that day. Yeah.
It was like, I cannot do this live after the skin debacle. But yeah, that's for another day. Okay, so again, because someone put it in the comments, but he deleted it. He said, "Oh, it was a Rabiot Bernardeschi thumbnail first." It was, but the moment I planned the live, Di Marcio spoke. So the Bernardeschi Rabiot discussion will be included in tomorrow's podcast. Me and Julian are recording, and that will drop on Saturday. So everybody in the chat, you got off the hook. You don't need to listen live to us talking about Adrian Vieira and Bernardeschi, but we will talk about Di Marcio's news. Now, first of all, I want to say, of us, I said it on the channel, like Di Marcio regarding Juve news, he dropped off ever since Marotta left. So he's still quality, I would say, but he's not up there, in my opinion, with the best sources regarding us as a club. So everything he said, take it with a pinch of salt, but it makes sense what he said in terms of what we want to do. So
one of the things too when it comes to Di Marcio, I feel like now he's more reserved in the things that he says. He doesn't say nearly as many as you used to get a lot of hits, and now it's like very rarely do I ever hear his name be mentioned with Juventus.
It's true. He also, to be honest, on Sky, he works for Sky. He's doing more matchy things also, like traveling Champions League games, doing interviews and stuff like that in the presser. So he's mixing it a bit up, I would say. But for Juve, yeah, he took a drop. And with Inter news, he's very good, and we know why. Like, I'll keep saying it. He has dinner with Pepe Marotta. Like, they're very close. So it is what it is. People are asking, did we talk about Di Maria? No, because we're 5 minutes in the show. So we will get into it now. So I will read out what he said, and then we will discuss it. So he said, Juve have started contacts with the entourage of Di Maria. Juve are looking for a different profile to Dybala, a left-footed player to complete the trident with Vlahovic and Chiesa. So on the right, Chiesa on the left hand. And the first name is that of Di Maria. And then he went on saying Juve's intention would be to sign a young player, but if opportunity arises to finalize the purchase of an experienced player, it will be taken. This is why Juve are looking at Di Maria, a free agent. He could accept a 1 to 2 year deal before ending his career in Argentina. With, I don't know who he said, I forgot that. It wasn't Boca, but some team. So that's what he said. Now, before I let everybody go, I want to say two things. I'm taking credit for this link because
It takes a lot of credit.
I'll take
He
it.
does.
I
You,
thought
Julian, take more credit than
no,
anybody.
not
I've
Julian,
ever.
not
Okay.
Julian. He said
No,
he-
I'm not talking about this one, but I'm talking about on the regular
okay.
basis. You both take credit all
I
the
don't know.
time.
You have a reputation.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I will do it now because Julian said put him in the don't think about it bracket he made. And then when he brought that up, I talked him out of it basically during the podcast, and he was like, "Yeah, maybe." So we talked that into existence basically because there was no link. We were just naming up potential Dybala replacements. Now we're linked with Di Maria. So I'll say two things before I'll go with you. I might be slightly biased because I love him as a player. I've always did. He's not my number one priority, not even close. But going all information, what DiMarcio said, news, we don't have the money to buy a 50 million euro winger and a 50 to 70 million euro midfielder. So I will give you guys two options after you gave your opinion. So remind me of that. But it's not my first option. But I'm biased and I will take it under certain circumstances, and that's we save money and we go big on the midfield, and we go 1 to 2 seasons with Di Maria, and then we go big on a winger. I will go with Davide first. Like, what do you think of Di Maria first in general as a player?
Yeah, he's a good player. Obviously, he's up there in age. I believe it's 34 he's at now.
He's 34, yeah.
Yeah, so that's the concern. Obviously, injuries, especially the way our players get injured right now. So it's a little concerning, but he is a great player. He's a world-class player, I believe. I mean, if you're out of options, or if it's a matter of saving money there on the wing and bring in a massive midfielder, because the midfield, sorry, is the number one priority. So you got to secure that. And if that is the business plan to secure the midfield for this season, and you plug Di Maria in there for 1 or 2 years, I mean, I can live with that. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Justin, you go now.
It's really kind of difficult for me to answer this in one little sitting because I already saw your question that you posited.
Yeah,
that we're gonna be answering probably.
Yeah.
So I have that in the back of my head right now. Originally, if you're just saying if Juve can add Di Maria for 1 2 years, it'll be 2 years because nobody's just gonna come from 1 year usually. 2 years. I'd say it'd be a good option. I'd say I like what he does. Yeah, he's old, but 2 years, who cares? In 2 years, that's what you do at that age. My problem is just all the other factors that fall along with it. What does the Mercado look like as a whole when you're adding Di Maria in there? We talk about the different names that have been floated out there. Raspadori, Zaniolo, Big Z.
We will talk about them also.
All the other names that go along that list. It really just depends, because to me, this is a Mercado that not just Juve can't miss, but you can't misstep too much. I mean, really, you can't misstep at all. But things happen. So it's also one that we're expecting. I think the consensus right now is, and the kind of everybody I believe believes this, is that it's going to be a fairly large Mercado. When I say large, you could talk about maybe like 4 or 5 guys, right? Does that sound outlandish? Or I don't know, because if you're looking at a left back, you're looking at a guy to replace Dybala, you're looking at a center back, you're looking at a midfielder. Obviously, I don't know. Obviously, maybe all these pieces don't fall in. You don't get them all in this Mercado, but maybe at least 3 guys. Maybe we'll say that. Is that safe?
I think 3 would be the minimum you have to aim for.
I mean, that's the feeling I've gotten. especially doing these daily videos, talking about the news every day, it doesn't feel like it's and this is going to go into a lot of what we're going to talk about anyway. Some of these small names that are getting popped up now, if that's one of three, I'm not going to be happy. That's not well with me as a Juventus fan. If I get one of three and you get one of these smaller guys for 15, 20 million, when you can really just use, and I'm not trying to jump on the bandwagon, but you could be one of those guys that you can use a Fagioli, you can use a Miretti, put him out there. Anyway.
You're not the only
All
one
right.
screaming there. It's all right. You're allowed that
Right?
No,
Right. Go ahead, Alia.
You know what it is? Like it doesn't make sense for what we were trying to do or what we were promised, basically, and that's young and all those things. But I think people need to understand, and me included, we're not gonna buy a 60 million euro winger, a 60 million euro midfielder, a 70 million euro left back, a backup striker, or like 50 mil. It's not gonna happen. Like never. There's no chance. Maybe if you sell De Ligt and Chiesa, you can do that. You know, but that's not that's not on everybody's mind. Like nobody wants to sell De Ligt or a Chiesa. You know,
Yeah.
that's not the thing. The thing is, like you said, we have so many holes to fill, and you said 5 players. The more I think about it, and the more days go past, you know, I don't believe we're gonna fight. If we get 3 players in and 3 out, that's already quality players, and not bench players and stuff like that. You know, that's already big in my opinion. So again, he's not a priority of me, Di Maria. Not even close. Not even close. But I will ask you the questions now. So I tweeted out, if the club, because I think that this is a situation basically. The club, okay, going off the Martial article, that's what I got. It's basically saying you can get a 60 million euro winger, but you get a cheaper option in midfield, aka Jorginho, or you're getting a big player in midfield and you're gonna get Di Maria for 2 years. I think that's the situation. You're not gonna get Anthony and Milinkovic-Savic. That's not gonna happen. And if that happens, I come on the channel, I will say I was completely wrong, but I doubt it. I really doubt it. You know. So as for Savic, would you take Di Maria and a Savic, or plug in whatever name you want, or will you take an Anthony and a Jorginho? Because Jorginho is the name. Because Dimash said a Regista. If not a Regista, if Arthur states, it's gonna be Zala, so number 8, whatever.
Yeah.
What option will you take out of the 2?
Like, I think, kind of echoing back on my last comment, I mean, it depends. You are only going to get one or the other. So yeah, this is an excellent question. Like, where do we go now if it's one or the other? I've always been high on Jorginho. I know you guys not. You Ali, I know you don't really care so much, but whatever. I like him. I think
He's Italian, you know. You know how.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm like you. I do like having Italian guys on the team, especially when they're of quality. We're not talking about a Palmieri here. It's still Jorginho. He's still a serviceable player. I think he's the right player for Juventus, for Allegri, anyways. And we do need a guy that can control the midfield. It's not going to give us that exciting football that we want to watch, but I think that's acceptable we have Allegri for 4 more years, potentially, right? So Jorginho is the guy that will fit in there in the midfield.
Yeah.
I would actually rather see, though, Savic in the midfield, and then, yeah, maybe getting something a little more minor up front, because our guys up front aren't necessarily bad. They don't get the service. So we need to get the service first and foremost, and then attack from there.
Okay. What option will you go, Justin? Is it A? So
obviously, okay, here's the thing. Obviously, whenever I go about this, it's never so easy as black and white. You know, what option or this option? You look at it, and I go, yeah, and I get. I would also lean toward the Di Maria and money for a real midfielder, rather than Jorginho for a winger right now, because obviously you have Chiesa coming back. Obviously, if you're looking on the other side, you want somebody else maybe that can help create as well, or just, you know, in place of whenever Chiesa is injured. But Jorginho is a player that okay, the latest rumors, the one that I've talked about on the show, said that Juve are maximum wanting to spend 10 million euros on him. Is this a reasonable thought? Do you all get that feeling that Jorginho, that you can get him from Chelsea for 10 mil?
No,
I don't know his exact contracts off the top of my head, but it doesn't seem reasonable to me.
no, it's Chelsea. New owner. They're not gonna be taken for idiots. They will ask big money,
Yeah.
and they will say, "Oh, you will stop 3 in the Ballon d'Or list." No idea how we made that, but they will use it.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. That's why I just want to clarify that, because then if we're looking at Jorginho valued at 10 million euros, that wouldn't even make sense, right? To say that, because it's like there's no reason. Okay, then that's what this things to me. But yeah, I think this Mercado in general, then it is a little bit more black and white, because it's the midfield. You have to go after the midfield. You have to get as good of an option as you have. And no offense to Locatelli, no offense to the options we've got, Zakaria, guys we've gotten in the past. They're not doing it. Like, I like Locatelli. I think he's a good piece.
Yep.
But he's not the guy. He can't be the guy in the midfield. He's not going to be the guy. We've seen him out there. He's trying. He's doing his best. But he didn't revolutionize the midfield when he came in. It was still a lot of the same issues we're seeing going on. And a lot of guys can't do that by themselves. But if you put Locatelli, Zakaria alongside one of these guys, then you're cooking with oil. I guess I would definitely go Di Maria in that instance. I guess I just need to know, what does that mean? Does that mean you're not getting a guy like Raspadori?
We will talk about Raspadori, because I was watching a live with Antonio Barilla. He works for, I don't want to missay it, I think it's Corriere di Torino at the moment. It was very good. Like, when he never, in terms of, like, he doesn't put out things there just to put it out there. When he puts things out there, it's good. But we will talk about it later on. But again, because before people say, "Oh, you said young," I agree. Like, Di Maria is not my first option. You know, he isn't. Like, the ideal world is Dybala is gone. I don't know. I don't want to call it ideal, but he's gone. Bernardeschi leaves. Yeah. You bring in Anthony, and you also bring in Di Maria, and you bring in a midfielder. But that's never gonna happen. Like, we all know that. You know, it's never gonna happen. And you need to keep Morata if you can. What about Keane? Like, there's so many things to do. It's just too much. It's too much.
I guess there's also one spot that I need to kind of temper my thinking when it comes to the Mercado, because so many of these rumors we see, they pop out. We were doing this last summer, talking about Locatelli, then we talk about all the other little pieces that were rumored with Juventus. Left back position, center backs. Milinkovic was one. Not Milinkovic Savic, but Fiorentina's. And part of me needs to reposition the way I think about this Mercado. And instead of being like, hey, we're going to get all these guys now, some of these may be feelers for the next Mercado, or the Mercado after that one even.
I kind of agree with you. I also have that feeling. You know, it was like Locatelli. Like, we were linked with him previous summer heavily towards the end. But then you knew, okay, it's not gonna happen. It's maybe for next season, and it was for next season. But the Di Maria thing, it's not done. Like, people are over, going crazy already. It's just they ask his agent for information. That's it. You know, that's actually it. The priority is still a young player. That's what Di Marzio said. So I think everybody needs to chill out. You know, I don't want him as first option. Not included. Not at all. But now we'll go to the second name. Oh, also Di Maria. But someone said he's injury prone. He's not. Like, he's everything but injury prone. Just put that out there. Mm-hmm. Like, he misses games for the virus, or he won the Copa America. He got more weeks off, so he missed 3-day games. This season he played 15 games. Like, he played, I don't know, 1,300 minutes, so that it's like 15 games. He's not playing a lot. I get why. Like, you have Neymar, Mbappe, and Messi. You need to play him. It doesn't work. You can't throw Di Maria also on that pitch. It's already a mess defensively. Like, it is what it is. So that's not an issue. If someone is actually scared about his injury, it's clean. It's clean to be honest. Okay, next name, because he went on saying on the younger player, one of the names the club is looking at is David Neres from Ajax, who scored against us. I will say really quickly, It's a big fat no. I watch a lot of Ajax because it's on. Like, it's on TV, so I watch it. Even when he was Ajax, he is frustrating as hell. He is so frustrating to watch. It's a bit like Gabriel Jesus. Like, when you watch him, like, let's say on Saturday you watching him, you're like, wow, great. On Wednesday you watch him, you're like, what the hell happened in 3 days with him, you know? And then the next week it's again over and over. He's super inconsistent. So it's a no for me. What do you think, Davide, on Neres?
I mean, I haven't really watched him as much as you have as of late. I mean, I almost forgot about him because he left Ajax, right?
Yeah.
I do love Ajax players. I love the guys that they produce out of that academy. I mean, Delict. Do I need to say any more? Like, he came out of there, right? That being said, I think we're just throwing names. It's kind of like what you do, Ali, right? You just say a bunch of names and eventually one of them's right, and then you take credit for it.
That's not what I did. That's not what I did. Stop hating. That's not what I did. From all the names Julian made a list, I picked that one. I think we're gonna get linked with it. Yeah, I don't know. No, I know.
Yeah, I mean, never know. You do make educated guess. I'm not. I'm just trashing you because I can. But no, like I can't give it a hard no just because I haven't been watching him lately. But looking at the profiles that we need, I don't think that's the right. When you have a guy like Anthony on your list, I know maybe a bit more expensive, but why? I just don't get it. I don't get why this is a guy that would want to look at. It's
cheap. Also, he has some sort of clause in his contract. I don't know which one. I have no idea which one that you can get him for kind of cheap. And with the whole situation, what is happening, it's sad, but players want to leave. They want to leave because there's no league.
The political situation.
But forget about that. It's not it's not about taking advantage of the situation, which is we don't need to think about that. But he has a clause in his contract. He is super. Like, if you are, he's better than Bernardeschi. I would say that, but it's not gonna be week in, week out. That's the issue. He is super inconsistent. You cannot. How do you want to say it? He cannot put that team on his back in terms of he's gonna get you double figures. I don't believe that. I've seen him at Ajax. He's super inconsistent. Like, when you leave Ajax, he's 25.
Like, you know what you're getting at this point, which
also, is really quickly.
What you're saying.
I don't want to trash Shakhtar, but if you leave Ajax, you don't go Shakhtar.
Yeah,
that's also a good point. Honestly, it's kind of a downgrade, I would say.
If you leave Ajax, you go Juve, Man U, Chelsea, like Real Madrid. Like, that's the normal path you usually take. You know. Yeah, just.
What's his status right now? What is he even doing right now? Are they playing?
They're training in Turkey, if I'm not mistaken, or something like that. They're in training camp.
Yeah, that's what I wondered, if it was just kind of I don't know, not to get political or any of that, but just trying to, social. I didn't know what he was doing. I was like, I didn't even know, how active they are, if they're even, competing. Obviously not, but you never know. Sometimes the world can go on and they can go, who knows, Turkey, somewhere like that may let people do stuff, and play games. My main issue, and Davide, were you done? Sorry, I apologize.
Oh yeah, no, go ahead. Good.
Well, I'm not. Let's be clear. You think I'm watching him in the Ukrainian league? Does anybody think that I've been paying attention to the Ukrainian league? No. No, I'm not watching it. So I can't speak too highly on him, but just looking at what I'm looking at, like transfer market stats like that. Yeah, I'm pulling a who was it? The FIGC. That's what I'm doing right now. I'm going to the transfer market, and this is how I'm going to break down this kid, and all this is going to be taken as legal fact. I'm looking at nothing overly excites me. My question is this because targeting a player like this? Is it because of I guess the rumor that people have been saying that, or not rumors, but just really the breakdown of Vlahovic really excels when you have a winger that can help provide for him and that can help move the ball. I don't know if it's on that side or what it is. Does it make sense what I'm trying to say? Is that why they're really looking at this kind of player, or is it because right now, I guess I just hadn't viewed it as wingers being really in my mind, it hasn't been as pertinent.
It's
midfield option.
It's what the rumors are. That's gonna be a 4-3-3, so you need a winger. And even if it's not a 4-3-3, Allegri wants a winger apparently. Not
Okay,
Dybala type of player where you're like, okay, where are you playing today? Yeah,
Where's Chiesa?
Chiesa will play on the left.
Yeah,
On the
but he's
left.
injured still too, right?
Right.
So, but
And then-
yeah, and that's my issue. I don't know. I got to get off my chest. I want Chiesa on the right. Start looking at left wingers, not right wingers. I'm done.
And I know that. Also, people really quickly, if something is glitching, it's not us, it's YouTube. But I'm not getting any negative feedback on
I glitched
on the streaming
my
side.
internet.
No, because I see the viewers dropping in and out. It's YouTube. We cannot do anything about it today because it's perfect on my end. So yeah, but yeah, Neres, he cannot be on the top of your list in my opinion.
No, I completely agree with that. One real quick statement. This is totally off topic, but I've been checking out the chat and I'm seeing our boy. I see a lot of our members in here. Join the member squad if you haven't already. Make sure you hit that like button, smash the subscribe button. Consider joining the member squad. It's thanks to them, guys like Davide. That's not really what I was trying to bring up right now, but I'm gonna say it real quick. Guys like Davide, join in, tune into they get to join in with us, debate, have be part of the show. But the real reason I brought this up was to say I see Stephanie, Joseph, people like that. Joseph Carballo, you need to come on one of these, and also Dash. I know you've mentioned wanting to do it. All the people that want to, make sure you get on one of these lives with us here soon. But I need Joey C to get on here. But I also need it to be on here with Davide because you guys are kind of frenemies right now, and I need to see this actually happen on camera. I need to see this battle happen.
Absolutely,
maybe on a debate live.
He needs to show up with that trash jersey he just bought, and I'll wear one of these nice ones in behind me.
He bought the newest shirt.
Okay.
Alejandro looks confused.
Yeah. I didn't.
Anyway,
I'm not gonna lie. I've seen it on the players. It looks better than the third shirt we have this season.
Okay, anybody who's in peak physical condition like Vlahovic and guys like that, it's gonna look better. You can put them in a trash bag.
Go to the gym.
Better than you or me wearing a trash bag.
Go to the gym.
I got a kid. I got stuff.
Bring him with you.
Listen, you try to do that. I thought there was gonna be a thing I could do, not take him to the gym, but like work out and stuff with him there. It's quick spurts right now because otherwise he's a terrorist. That's what he is. He gets home and I don't get to do anything the rest of my day.
And let's be honest, we're 30-something-year-old Italian dudes. There's only so much we can do.
And my and I didn't have the skinny Italian jeans. I had the big guy Italian jeans. I didn't, the stereotype ones you see on American TV. That was me. Anyway, but one of the things I wanted to say, obviously, Josie, you need to come on here. We need to do that. The debate shows. I want to see him. I want to see him step up. This is me calling him out. But yeah, when it comes to Neres, sorry to get off topic, but it's just, to me, it didn't turn me on.
I don't believe it, by the way, because it's all over the place, the names. But I do believe he's on the club's mind, but I don't think he's a priority. I think it's like a last minute / panic buy. Like, okay, let's go with Neres. But like, if you're serious, you cannot go for Neres because he's super inconsistent. He's 25. He has not shown consistency so far, in my opinion. And again, he went to Shakhtar. Like, it's not bashing Shakhtar, but if you're that guy at 25 leaving Ajax, you're not going Shakhtar, in my opinion. It is what it is. But let's see how that will develop. Surely other names will be thrown our way. We will talk about Zaniolo now, because Dimash will talk about Zaniolo, and then I will add Raspadori to the conversation, because that's what I said Antonio Burilla talked about. He talked about Zaniolo and Raspadori. So what Di Marzio said about Zaniolo he said, for the moment, the track leading to Zaniolo is on standby for two reasons. The first one is that he's now playing as a striker in Mourinho's 3-5-2. And the second one is for money reasons, economical. That's the second part, which I think we all agreed on. I think even Justin, like, the amounts that were flying around, 50, 60, they're ridiculous. So I still believe he's the main man the club wants.
Mm-hmm.
But if they're now kind of leaking from, like, the price is too high, oh, he's playing as a striker now. What does that mean? Can he not cope with playing on the wing or a bit behind the strikers and stuff like that? I think that's what the club is now thinking about. My thing is, I'm not the biggest fan of Zaniolo, especially not for that money. I was before his injuries, but like his stats, his contribution, it is not what it should be for a player.
We need a
pay
list.
50 mil.
We need a list of players that you are okay with, and we can just reference that because it's going to be way shorter.
Yeah, yeah. There are a few. I'm not gonna lie. There are a few. Like if you want to go back to the top, there are a few. And from the few, maybe one you can actually afford at the moment, or you have a chance of getting. That's a situation. And then Antonio Barilla said basically that the club needs to be very careful with the money because, like Justin said at the start of the stream, there's no room for errors. Like you need to bring in 3-4 players, and they actually need to bang all of them. It's hard, but that's what needs to happen, basically. And he said Zaniolo is still on the radar, but also Raspadori, and it's one of the two. It's not both of them. It's actually one of the two. So it's still on the radar. It's still in play, I would say.
So it's either Raspadori or Zaniolo.
That's what Antonio.
Right? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, that's what he said. But Dimash said the price is a problem. What do you think about that? Because does everybody agree that like 50-60 mil is too much, or is someone saying that's right?
Yeah, even me as a big Z fanboy, 69, I would say, yeah, it's ridiculous. And nobody who personally here believes that Oliva Bene and Cherubini, with the deals they've been making and the prices that they've been, getting on these players, that they're going to go out there and pay 50 plus for Zaniolo, a player that's injury prone. I'll admit to it, injury prone. You can't have two, ACLs tear and then, not say that. But at the same time, a player that it's out of contract in a year? Like,
I think two. I think two. Isn't it?
Two? Oh, yeah, maybe it is.
I'm not sure.
I thought it was one, but maybe I'm wrong. Whatever. Yeah, you let me know. Whatever it is, still, I don't see them. Like, they could just wait it out then. Like, if they really want him that much, and if, not the Pogba thing, but like if with any of these players, we talk about Milinkovic-Savic. If Juve really want Milinkovic-Savic, and he really wants Juve, like reports are coming out saying, even though now it's like Man United are going to come for him, everybody's going to come for him, and who's going to have the money? But if Milinkovic-Savic wants Juve, similar to like Italian guys do, you can be a problem. You can be a problem for these.
It's 24. It's 24.
It's 24. Okay, so it is 2 years then. But maybe either way, 2 years. If he really wanted it that bad, you could figure out a situation. You can push it, whatever it is. I still think, I still think a reasonable number is probably around, and I think a lot of people probably still say it's too much, but probably closer to the 40, 30, somewhere in between 30 and 40 for him.
I agree. David, you?
Yeah, that's reasonable. Yeah, 30, 40. That's what I said the other day. Because you look at Locatelli at 35 and
Rupert at 50.
There. Yeah, you got to rate him in around his class, I suppose, right? He's an attacker. He's probably going to go for a bit more. That's going to, the trend. Sure, so say upwards to 40. But yeah, it's a little pricey. I have faith right now that they're kind of doing what they did with Locatelli, and they're just going to try to grind that out, and not even grind it out for this Mercato. If he's due in 24, man, it's probably going to happen next year. That's the way I'm kind of seeing it at this point, when the price will actually be dropped because he's only got a year left.
Yeah, that will then depend on who they will bring in. Like if it's not Zaniolo, like if you go out and you pay the money for Anthony, it's pointless to bring in Zaniolo in 23. Like it's absolutely pointless. So a lot will depend. So maybe that Di Maria thing is like a stopgap, if you want to call it a stopgap.
Mm-hmm.
But
this is also where you're kind of presenting a difficult question for me, and it's a question that I've had on there for a while, which I feel like we're going to get to in a sec, but between the two players.
I was going to ask you. So the next thing is, it was basically saying it's not both of them. Like the money, like there's so many needs to fill. It's going to be one of the two. So I will ask you to. I will answer the question first. If it's between Raspadori and Zaniolo, I'll take Raspadori to replace Keane and bring in a different type of winger, someone who is productive, I'm going with that option all day, in my opinion, because I don't see it with Zaniolo. Like when he first burst onto the scene, I was like, wow, you know. But those injuries, it took away a lot of him. Like you can see it now. Yeah, he scored a hat trick against Bodo Glimt. Still, yeah, like he scored 3 goals, but like he doubled his goal tally almost for the season. You know, he has more yellow cards in Serie A than goals. Like we laugh about it, but it's a fact. It's a reality, you know, and it's not positive. If you're gonna say you're gonna be the guy to play up top and get that ball to Vlahovic and make it work, you know. So I'm going with Raspadori. If it's one of the two, I'm going Raspadori, different winger, and move on Keane. That's my answer on that question.
Which one do you want to answer it first? And yeah, just real quick, I wrote it in there, but yes, Joseph, I was laughing at Davide's pronunciation and the Canadian coming out of him saying "oot."
I say that. That's funny.
Mercado. Yeah. I could even do the Mercado. You said it anyway. It all just came out.
It just came out at once.
A beautiful medley of Canadian. Yeah, it was great.
I mean, you're trash Yankees, Southern, whatever. What do you even call yourself?
Okay,
cheese burglar.
Technically, they think it's no cheese. That's more. That's more
McKinney.
north. That's no. Yeah, we're I mean, technically people say Kentucky's South, but it's really not. Louisville's Midwest, so Midwest is really probably accurate. I'll go next. I'll go next while we're doing it. This one is a difficult one for me because I like both of the players, to be honest. Obviously, they're Italian, but I do like what Raspadori brings to the table. If I had to pick right now, this is maybe surprise some people, but I think I would go Raspadori rather than Zaniolo. As much as I want Zaniolo, maybe we can come back to Zaniolo later. But as much as I want Zaniolo, because this is just the history, I think before he was injured, he was, to me, I thought he was going to be the next like superstar of the Italian national team. Like he looked like he had all the pieces there, everything that I want from him. But obviously the injuries and all that happens. But Raspadori, and I understand nobody watched this game. I had it on while I was exercising, and that was it. It was the who they play? Not Switzer. Who did the Italian national team play in a game that didn't matter?
Was it Roma?
Say it.
It's Bodo Glimt. The Roma game, you mean, right?
No. No, the Azzurri, when the Azzurri played.
It was Turkey.
It was Turkey. Yeah. It was the Turkey match.
I didn't watch it.
I had it on. I didn't know. I wasn't really watching, but I had it on. So whenever I saw a celebration, I could just rewind and see what happened there, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And one thing that did stick out to me, though, at least in that match, is Raspadori was, I don't want to say giving it his all, but he was playing with some hustle. Some of that green tone, whatever you want to call it, the effort that I like to see from a player. One of his stature, he's a smaller guy, not a big guy by any means, but he's playing there. He's a speedy little kid, and he's very, very quick. And I like to see that kind of the agility and then the hustle from there. I liked what I saw from him in that game, so I think I'd probably go with him if I had to pick.
Okay.
And he's younger, so he's got younger, less injured, so he's got a big potential higher ceiling than maybe it seems like Zaniolo has at this moment.
Yeah. David, are you?
Yeah, I'll agree on the ceiling, that the potential ceiling would be higher. I just fear that a lot of this is the classic, we need to get another Italian kid onto the team.
Okay.
I mean, his price tag is better. Is it still 30 million right now?
It's something like that, yeah.
And I mean, that's not a bad price tag.
I think yeah.
It's just, I don't know if he is the right guy.
But
I just have some reservations there.
Okay, so you would rather keep Keane in the team? Because he's not gonna come in to play week in, week out. He's gonna come in to replace Vlahovic and be the Keane in the squad. Like be the Moise Keane from this season in the squad, only better, hopefully.
I mean, that's where I get hung up. It's like, it's a maybe. We know Keane didn't have a good season. We know Keane can have a good season. What's Raspadori going to do is this going to be the proper use of our money? I'm just not sold yet. But, man, that's just hard for me. Everyone knows I'm a bit of a Keane fanboy. I like him. I get trashed for it, but
Hey,
I mean, I wouldn't be mad either way.
he helped create that second goal yesterday or whatever. If it weren't for him moving that ball just for like that 10 feet, he did. He moved it 10 feet and then he passed it off.
But you know what is like that this season from Keane, he's not worth the money we are going to pay for him. That's the issue. So he needs to go. Like I'm gonna be completely honest in my opinion. Like he's not worth the money. And again, it's not his fault. He didn't make that deal. The club made that deal. They panicked. They panicked. If you can get underneath that contract, you need to do it. Like you need to do it. I'm sorry. And Raspadori, because I put the question, someone is asking what can Raspadori bring on the table at Juve according to you. He is. I said it. Like he reminds me a bit of Chiesa the way he plays. Like he's an energized bunny. Like he keeps going. Like he keeps going, and sometimes it doesn't really come off, but he will try it again, and it will come off the second time. That's why I liked about him. When I watch Keane, I'm like, do you want to be on this pitch? Like, I don't know. Is it too much to ask to play football? Because that's your job, basically. You know, when he plays, it looks all slow. It looks uninterested this season. It looks like, I don't know. It looks weird. You know, it doesn't give me the vibe of you can come in and I can trust you. Like even yesterday, like every time he comes in the previous game against Bologna, it was horrendous. Like it's actually pointless to bring him off that bench. Like, and you need players off that bench. We've seen it with the injuries we have. You need players you can trust coming off that bench. And at the moment, you cannot trust them, especially not for 37 close. We're gonna pay if all bonuses hit. That's actually
it was just I do. I'll preface this with I do completely agree with you, and unfortunately, because I do like Moise Kean a lot, I saw potential there. Doesn't seem to be. Well, he hasn't lived up to it right now, obviously, and he hasn't had a ton of playing time either recently. But at the same time, I preface it with the fact that he's gonna. He does need to go, and it would be better to bring in Raspadori or Zaniolo this option, but it'd be Raspadori for him. But what I'll say is that I feel like with him, or when you first bring him in, not saying he didn't live up to expectations, but like because I feel like anybody who was setting expectations high when he came in, given the timing, because Ronaldo leaves. In a horrendous fashion for the season, for everything. And then they go out and get Moise Kean, same time that they're getting Kyle George. And, we hear all the rumors, we hear the nonsense. I rolled my eyes on camera every day about it, about the Kyle George. He's the next Ronaldo and Neymar. He is Ronaldo and Neymar's baby. And that's what he's going to go out there and he's going to be the next guy. And then, where is he right now? Right. I mean, he's injured. Right. But otherwise he would be on loan somewhere. I think Cagliari was looking at him. It was a cheap, 6 million euros. But you're the striker option you bring in that situation is Moise Kean, who it's not what he would have been. You would have brought in Moise Kean normally just as an option to have, but instead it was read almost like he's replacing Ronaldo as the firepower that you need to have. When obviously that's not the case. Anybody with a brain knew that, but at the same time, it set expectations slightly higher than it would have been if you were to be able to add him on in previous years, or if he just didn't go in the first place.
That probably would have been the best, if he just didn't leave.
Yeah, it's unfair for him, but at the same time, I mean, with Sadi and then with Pirlo and all that, what's the chance he'd ever really he probably would be getting sold last Mercado or this one if he didn't then anyway. I mean, who knows? Maybe he would have played more. I don't know.
Yeah. It's maybe we got up in the moment, but we need so many things. Like we cannot do it. Like we cannot have another season Keane had next season, and then we end up paying close to 40 mil. Like that's actually ridiculous. But we move on to before we open it a bit up to the chat and wrap it up. We still have a solid 50 minutes. He talked about Chiellini will probably leave, so the club is looking at the defender. Arthur, if he leaves, Regista, if he stays, number 8, most likely. So an attacking midfielder, whatever. So that's all up in the air. Will Arthur leave? Will Ramsey leave? We don't know at this point. We don't know. I think they will leave, to be honest, because I don't see Arthur having another season under Allegri. I don't. But that's for that. Then, Bernardeschi news. Okay, he scored yesterday, so I gave him his props. You can check with Davide. I gave him his props.
That happened.
But then before we went live, Polo Agemo, who works for Sky, who like he's not a transfer insider, but he has some links with Bernardeschi, like with the Italian players. So I'll go with his words. He said it's done for Bernardeschi. Like there's no chance. The club's not gonna offer him anything.
Like done deal extended?
No,
done deal?
Not done deal. Extended. Like it's done. The club is not gonna offer Bernardeschi a deal. He's playing his last few games. Nothing is gonna change until the end of the season, which in my opinion makes sense because it's almost May and they have not contacted his agent, but they did contact Breen's agent, signed the deal. The Chilio's agent gonna be announced. Quadrado, they're talking to change the terms of the deal now, and Dybala said no. The only player who's out there is Bernardeschi, and they didn't contact his agent. So I think, for me, it's I don't want to jinx it because everybody knows I want him out of the club. He's not good enough. 5 years, it's frustrating. He scored a good goal yesterday. Great for him. It was a good goal, important goal. He took it very well. But it's one moment, His last moments were in December, So I'm going.
Yeah, Alejandro sounds like I want him dead. I want his family dead. I want his dog dead. I want his mother dead. I want them all dead.
He has a dog, to be honest. But yeah, it's done. So, and I think everybody's getting that vibe. Like it's done. Like everybody's renewing contracts. Not even talks with his agent. I will ask you the simple question because that was supposed to be the live. So I'll ask Davide and Justin really quickly, just yes or no, basically. Because a lot of people will say yes, I know that. Do you think he needs to get a new contract? Davide, what do you think?
We're still talking Berna? Like, I
yeah.
We know this is a no. Yeah, no, I don't think he does. Unless we can't find another winger. I guess that's a caveat, but
not even then.
I think stop. Like clearly the fact that they're not talking, they're too far apart. And I don't know where he's gonna go to get what he wants, but whatever. That's on him.
Justin?
No.
Yeah, I'm in agreement with both of you all that no, yeah, it's done. It's time to move on. But there is part of me that would say if it were a circumstance where if he lets us drag out and we get into the Mercado and we're seeing what offers he has. He doesn't have a ton of offers because he probably is not going to have a ton of offers. But like he's willing and what's he going to do? Crawl back to Juventus with, I'll take, the million. I'll take $1 million. Just give me $1 million. Just give me $1 million a season, right? No, but I'm saying like if he comes down to that amount and it was just like this is one to hold off, and you're not going to be able to buy anybody else. But I mean, no, believe him. No, I don't care. Like it's there's no reason for it. There's no reason to extend it. There's no reason to get stuck paying him any kind of amount of money when not only could he be injured, but he could also be just frankly useless. I mean, yeah, I try to play devil's advocate here, and I tried to even talk myself into what could we do to potentially utilize him, but it's not. Let it die. Just let it die, guys.
Do you get rid of him and then buy somebody like Neres? Because personally, I would just keep Berna at that point. If that's what we're looking at, but
at that point, I would. Okay. I want to hear Alejandro's answer to that because at that point, I would extend him if he's gonna pay. If he's gonna take 2.5 or whatever we said the reasonable number was, if he'll take 2, I'd rather do that than Neres.
Yeah. Before I answer it, guys, 40 people watching plus. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel because that will help us. But no, I want him out. I don't care. It's been 5 years. I don't need another 4 years. I don't. I prefer Neres. I'm not gonna lie. I want something new. I've seen it for 5 years. It's been average. It's been average at best for 5 years. I don't need it.
But you're saying Neres is the same inconsistent type of player.
Yeah, but I still want something else. I don't want to see. I don't like. It's not gonna happen. Like it's not gonna happen. I just want him out.
He wants the inconsistency he doesn't know, not the one that he does know.
That's it.
He just wants that unknown. The unknown inconsistency.
No, also because I don't believe we're in for Neres. I don't believe it. But Bernardeschi needs to go. Like, I'm sorry. Like 5 years, I've seen enough. It's like this scheme for 5 seasons, and at the end of season, you guys say at the end of 5 years, Yeah, give him another 3 years. I love what I've seen for 5 years. Nothing, but let's do it again. Like,
Would it?
it's pointless. It's at the end of the day, it's been 5 years. I would like if someone wants to come on and trying to convince me we're great 5 years. Come on, you can do that. I will not respond. I will just get you off after you spoke. I'll put you off the stream again because he was not great for us for 5 seasons.
That's a great notice from somebody who is our one of the members of our channel that does the debate show with us, is that when he has a question that's up for debate, he is unmovable in any kind of topic is what he's saying. So that's really good for us. No matter what topic is, he is fading yours is shit. Is what we've got basically. I mean, I see. The only thing is, like, you can posit so many stupid questions. Like, okay, if you, it's either keep Bernardeschi or you have to keep Moise Kean. Only one of them can go, and one of them you can get off. I mean, in that situation, I would. And when I say this, I'd let Moise Kean go because it opens up so many other opportunities. Bernardeschi doesn't affect that much. You know, I mean, that's my only thing when it comes to that, is that Bernardeschi does not play a huge role.
Yeah.
Bench guy.
I know that's the thing. That's just me saying that's the only thing I can think of.
Yeah, I don't know. I had to give him some credit. He's the kind of guy that you can throw into a Copa game when you're trying to rest somebody else, and hey, he might even score.
Yeah.
At 2.5 million, I'm keeping him.
I mean, for so many chances, at some point you need to score a goal. I mean, it's the numbers. Like at some point you're gonna score a goal, but like it's done. He needs to leave.
It is. Yeah. I just think there's more important business to be had before he comes around.
Thank you, Joey C, for using your member chat, your 7-month member chat. He's been, dang, 7 months? You've had members for that long? That's crazy.
Yeah,
that's wild to me.
It's been 7 months.
Yeah, we need to create some more badges
so that they.
Yeah. Anyway, so it just made me think of that, because usually you do the first couple, then you do a 6, and then you do a 12. But anyway, thank you for that. Like the video or like the live, or Justin will disappear again. Some people may not like it for that reason. They may not want me on here. So let's see what happens. But guys, if you could hit that like button, it really does help our videos. And like right now, it's also just one thing to really say is it's kind of it's a downtime for Juventus because of that, and a lot of people lose a lot of interest. So every one of you that hits the like button does help, because I know I do it with sports radio. Whenever my teams are sucking, I don't want to hear about how much they suck. I don't want to hear it. I want to wait till the next season, and then I'll start reinvigorated like a child, like they're going to win the national championship or whatever, the UCL or whatever it is, all over again, in a couple months. But yeah. Andrew Finnan also with a member chat.
It's on the UEFA channel or on Juventus TV. You can choose one of the two.
Yeah, you can. There's an app too.
There's an app too.
Are they all paid options, or are you able to watch that
free?
For free?
Juventus TV, UEFA TV is free. It's free.
And here's another little trick too that I found. For at least Italian matches, is once in a while I can't get the match. If I put my VPN to Italy, I can go on the Rai channel and watch some of the matches, especially like those national team games that against like Latvia that nobody puts on in Canada. You can go on the Rai channel as well.
Is that how you get like your hentai and all that weird stuff that you watch?
Oh, okay. Now we're getting personal. I can show you later though.
Okay. Oh gosh, we're definitely good. Andrew Finnan says, "Where's UEFA TV?" It's online.
It's online.
Is it like the App Store or the website? Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like Juventus TV is what? Is it Juventus.tv or something like that?
You need to pay it. It's €3 a month. It's nothing. It's basically nothing. It's like for one membership on our channel. But yeah.
Okay, let's wrap.
Yeah, something came up, so I need to wrap it up. But now we're in, so it's done. Basically, it's almost done. I'll ask Justin and Davide one question, just a quick one, because it's still early. But I just want to know, and then at the end of the transfer market, I can see, okay, in April you thought this and this happened. How many players do you think it's realistic for this club, for us, to sign? Don't think now, one big player, 3. Just what do you think is realistic incoming? Don't think about the outgoings for now. Just realistically, what do you think is realistic for the summer? Davide, you go first.
I'm gonna say 5 because you have to include those Kaio George and Hatron type deals in there. So I think 5 is super realistic.
Okay, if you say like that, then yeah, I agree. Justin?
That's actually where my head was going. I don't know if I'll say 5, maybe 4 or 5, but I think at least 4. The reason I think about it is because I thought, hey, last summer Mercado, we did nothing, and I was like, wait a second, we had 3 players. We got Moise Kean, we got Kyle George, and we got Locatelli. So I could see some pieces like that falling in there, some more ammo there for the FIGC to come at Juve when they buy those players. But one of the things I would say is, especially, I wanted to talk about it earlier, but we'll just keep it short, which nothing I say is short ever. But whenever Alejandro was saying about reading off the news, where it's like, if Chiellini leaves, then you need a center back. Well, then you need a center back, and you need a left back, and all these options. How many of these will become necessary? The more pieces that fall off, then I would add another one on. So I think 4 or 5 is probably a very reasonable number.
Okay. Okay.
Maybe not
so
all
5.
Here.
So 5. Let's see in the summer how that will go, or in the next few months how that will develop. Before Justin can wrap it up with his usual statements, I'm going to say tomorrow no live. It's going to be daily. Me and Julian are going to record a podcast, but we will be live on Saturday with a debate show, and on Sunday with a preview, and then match day stuff on Monday. If you haven't checked today's daily video on UEFA, going back after Super League clubs, Justin talked about it. You can do that now after the stream. And from my part, I just want to thank everybody for joining again. Justin, take it away.
Yeah, definitely check out that video because I yell and scream and pee and moan and all that when it comes to UEFA and their nonsense, because we just got out of one situation and we're back in another one. But anyway, guys, appreciate each and every one of you for for watching the video. But if you are still here, make sure you smash that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell icon to stay notified for all of these videos. Also consider joining the member squad. Members like Davide you see here joining in the videos, joining in the discussion. Part of what we do here is like our opening line was by the fans, for the fans, or maybe I said that backwards. Whatever it is, for the fans, by the fans. Yeah, I think
that's right.
Anyway, whatever it is, the fans are here, and we're actually having an open, honest discussion, and you guys can be a part of this. We appreciate each and every one of you that have joined the member squad. That's the reason why we're able to do what we do today. There's multiple levels: lounge, club, and of course the whatever the top level is. I think Davide just upgraded to that the other day. With that, you get different options. You get emojis. You get the member chats that you see there once a month. You get a free member chat that sticks out. We'll always read those, as well as you also get options with the giveaways we're doing here with the top level. You get 5 times the chance to end up winning in one of those giveaways. So make sure you hit the like button, all that good stuff, and consider joining the member squad. If you haven't already, make sure you follow BiancoNeriZone at BiancoNeriZone on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Follow Alejandro at AlejandroBZ. Follow Davide at DogDaddyDavide.
Be more excited.
Follow Davide at DogDaddyDavide. And then follow me at JustinSofer on Twitter as well. We'll see you guys next time. Forza Juve, Forza Bianca.